everyone, it's Sandy, and today I'm going to be talking about the popular books I haven't read. I do read a lot of popular YA books, but there are definitely books out there that I haven't read and that are pretty well known. So those are the books that I'm going to be talking about today. The first one is one of the most popular books, and it's probably one of the first YA books that I've heard of, is Twilight by Stephenie Meyer. I'm sure everyone knows what Twilight is about, but I haven't read it. I know that there are mixed reviews on it, but there are also a lot of people that really love it, and it's a series that got a lot of people into reading. The Twilight series is a series where I've actually watched all the movies and have not read the books. I know, all you book lovers out there are probably like gasping right now. Do I think I'll ever pick up the books? Probably not. I don't want to say never, but honestly, I'm just not interested in reading Twilight. The next book slash series is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin, which is the first book in a Song of Fire and Ice series. My main reason for not picking these books up is that these books are huge and they're so intimidating. I just haven't found time to dedicate myself to read the series, let alone read the first book. The first book is already huge. The whole series, I really don't know if I'll ever read those books, but I really do want to. I also haven't watched the TV show. I've heard a lot of spoilery stuff about the TV show, but I haven't ever started the show, though I do really want to. I do eventually want to pick up the books, but I don't know if I will ever get to it. The next book is Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. I've heard a lot of good things about this book, but I've been very hesitant to picking it up, mainly because I've read Something Strange and Deadly, which is Susan Dennard's first book, I believe, and I did not like it. So I've just been very hesitant to pick up another Susan Dennard book. I do eventually want to pick up this book, but I just don't know when I'll do it. The next two books are written by the same author, so I'm going to mention them at the same time, and they are A Darker Shade of Magic and Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I can't believe I haven't read those two books yet. I've heard so many amazing things about these books, and oh my god. One of my books just fell over and that scared the crap out of me. And I don't know why I haven't picked them up yet. I currently own the library copy of A Darker Shade of Magic, but I don't know if I'll be able to read it before it's due. However, I do own a Kindle copy of this book, so even if I don't get to it this month, I will eventually read it for sure. And for Vicious, I also really want to read that book. I don't own a copy of it yet, but I will eventually. I just realized that I haven't been giving synopsis of the books that I'm mentioning, but A Darker Shade of Magic has to do with parallel worlds, and Vicious has to do with two friends that eventually become enemies. I know that what I said is barely a synopsis, but that's literally all I know about those two books. The next popular book that I haven't read is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I know that this book takes place during World War II and it follows our main character who is blind. It sounds really interesting and I've been wanting to pick this book up ever since I've heard of it, but I didn't own a copy until recently. Hopefully I can get to this book soon because I've heard many wonderful things about it. The next book is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I've heard of this book ever since I started BookTube, which is 2.5 years ago, and I still haven't picked it up. I honestly don't know why I haven't, but this is also a book that I definitely want to pick up sometime in the future. The next book is Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. Around the release date of this book, I've seen a lot of reviews and I've heard a lot of great things about it. I do own a Kindle copy of this book, but I keep forgetting that I own it, so I just haven't read it yet, but I definitely want to read it. This book follows our main character Samantha, who is a part of the popular crowd, and she has OCD, which no one knows about. She meets this girl named Caroline who introduces her to this poet's corner, and that's all I know about this book. I'm assuming that Sam is going to find her place in this poet's corner, and it's going to be a heartwarming and lovely story. The next book is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. The synopsis of this book is very vague, so I don't really know what it's about. I've heard the story is beautiful and heartbreaking, and I just can't believe that I haven't read it yet. And the last book that I haven't read yet is Highly Illogical Behavior by John Corey Whaley. I actually haven't read any book published by this author, but this is a book that I really want to read from him. The main character in this book is agoraphobic, and I haven't read a book before that dealt with that topic, so I'm very interested to read about it. I think this book came out in May, and I've just heard so many great reviews of it since it came out. I actually haven't seen a negative review on it yet. I know that there are some out there, but I just personally haven't seen any of them, so I definitely really want to pick this book up. So those are all the popular books that I haven't read. Let me know in the comments some of the popular books that you haven't read yet. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!